So, welcome to the second episode of the Diary of an Endodontist. What we are going to do is to carry on discussing J-shaped lesions. But if you missed the episode 1, don't worry because it will be written in the description below, so you can always access that. But last episode, what we did, we spoke about the lower left 6, and we had a J-shaped lesion that it was around the distal root of that tooth. Today, we are going to talk about a different tooth, a lower right 6, and the J-shaped lesion has a different shape. So it's on the mesial aspect of the distal root and involved furcation. So when this patient came to see us here at the Specialist Endodontic Center, we had some doubt regarding whether we could save this tooth initially when we saw the X-ray. But when we started evaluating clinically, the first thing we did, there was a gingival recession, there was a slight buccal swelling with a point of fistula, and the tooth was non-vital, which is a good sign because it means it's an endoperio, as we expect anyway. And then what we did was to do the probing check. So we got like a periodontal probing and checked around of the tooth on the 6 marks. And there was surprisingly, there was no deep pocket whatsoever, which is always a good sign as well. But intriguingly, because when we see that image, we say, oh, wow, but the furcation is involved. But when we had a closer look with the CBCT showed what was happening in that area. So it's very important to take a CBCT, change completely the way you think the lesion, the case is. When we see the cortical bone here, there is a tiny hint of cortical bone in the front part of this tooth, meaning that the cervical bone, the cortical bone cervically hasn't been absorbed at all. And also you can see a lot of the furcation is still filled with bone, which in reality, when you are doing the root canal treatment is good because it works as a scaffolding for that infection to heal. We discussed the case with the patient. We discussed that the infection was apically more than anything else. And we always, regardless, we always say to the patient that there is a chance this tooth is cracked. And if it is, then depending on where the crack is, we won't be able to save it. But always give that option, because in case you open up and you see a crack, then after that you will have to discuss with the patient and say, oh, listen, the tooth will have to come out now. So always discuss previously. Every single root canal treatment I go and I treat, I always say to the patient, I'm not expecting a crack based on what we discussed. However, there is always a chance there is a crack. And if the crack exists, depending on where the crack is, we won't be able to save the tooth. However, that tooth was very, very mucky and very difficult to clean. So in that case, I decided to dress the tooth with calcium hydroxide to give a better chance for that tooth. The calcium hydroxide was left in there for a good 2 months because the patient was going to Brazil for paragliding. And he didn't want to miss that trip. And I said, okay, so fantastic. So just go, you are safe, you are with the dressing. And then when you come back, we will be able to finish. 2 months, we'll take an X-ray and the calcium hydroxide was still in there. You can see a little bit absorbed already. And we said, yeah, it's ready for us to finish. So we finished the tooth. We obturated with a single cone obturation with a bioceramic sealer. And the patient came back for a review in 1 year. In 1 year, the crown was absolutely fine. Why 1 year? Because the crown was fine. The patient didn't have to have any crown changed. This crown was a quite new crown. And 1 year, he came back and we took an X-ray and we were very, very happy with the healing. And in 2 years, we took another X-ray, very happy with the healing. And some patients, we don't tend to do reviews that long, but this case I wanted to see how it was going to behave. And the last x-ray was in 3 years. And interestingly, you can now see the lamina dura all around the tooth. And the tooth is absolutely fine. The bone level is wonderful. Furcation is all filled again. So this tooth was saved. What I wanted to understand from a case like that is that not every case with J-shaped lesion is a case of cracked teeth. More and more we are seeing that those big lesions can be saved. Please try to save as many teeth as possible. Always discuss those cases with your patient. If you find a crack that is terminal to the tooth, then yes, it's the end of the line for that tooth. However, you will be surprised to see how many teeth you can save from now on. I hope you have enjoyed today, and I hope you have enjoyed the discussion about this case and that you can use those ideas in terms of saving teeth in your daily routine. And please save teeth. It's very important. And stay tuned because we'll be discussing about new cases.